Alrighty, guys. Welcome back here. It wasn't that long ago we were just live, but we got ourselves some new information here for everybody. We officially have potential tropical cyclone 19 has been issued, my friends. So what that means for us is that we now officially have a cone from the Hurricane Center coming in. Actually, it's already came in, but wanted to go live to give you guys the latest updates. Like I said, this is just fresh off the press. It is no longer 99L. It is now PTC19, Potential Tropical Cyclone 19. I had a feeling it was getting ready to do so. So we do got ourselves our cone here, which we're going to go ahead and bring y'all over to. Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready to see the first cone? All right, here we go. Advisory 1's issued. So it's still not Sarah, but it will be Sarah here soon. Probably later tonight, if not tomorrow morning. What's up, Sonia? Hope you're doing good. What's up, Justin? But all right, let's go ahead and hop on over here, guys. So here is the latest cone, brand new cone. Just got issued. So the storm here is just to the southwest of Jamaica. Currently tracking to the west here. Let's see here. Moving west at 6 miles an hour currently. So they did issue some hurricane watches here in this pink color, as well as they have a little bit of tropical storm watches out there. Honduras, I think it is. I think that's how you say that. You guys on the northern side of Honduras is under under a hurricane watch in effect there. You can kind of see the cones a little squished together. That's because, like we were mentioning earlier, the thing's just going to kind of sit there, kind of stall out for a little bit, not really do a whole lot for a couple of days. And then it could, go towards the Yucatan at that point in time. So as of now, the Hurricane Center has this thing, tracking west and kind of sitting there, kind of brewing. Then possibly moving its way here to the northwest. And then from there on, it's still a little iffy, but long-range guidance does support this thing, carrying into the Gulf and shooting to the east potentially because of a cold front that we're going to be having rolling through the country, through the U.S. So that's going to be that's kind of an extended look. But yeah, this is our current cone, first cone. Like I said, if you guys are just tuning in here, this is some big news. This thing, once again, is now a potential tropical cyclone. Now, what that means is, basically, the storm has, become a concern in the Hurricane Center's eyes. They're obviously wanting to get some of these watches out just to help help with preparations and stuff like that. But like I said, we do have hurricane watches in effect for Honduras, kind of for the eastern coast here. We do have a tropical storm watch, kind of on the far eastern side. Here. So, like we mentioned, guys, so if you guys are just tuning in here, so what's going to happen is this storm's going to roll its way to the west. It's going to slow down. There's going to be literal no wind shear in the environment. Very warm oceanic surface temperatures as well. It's going to kind of pick up some strength. And then we're going to start to pull our way a little bit more to the west here. Now, then this thing could roll its way towards the Yucatan, possibly rolling its way into the Gulf, and then possibly steering its way here towards the east because we're going to be having a big old cold front that's going to be spiking its way down through, which will be kind of pushing that system away from, more of the areas towards the west. And at this same time, we're going to have this big dome of high pressure here as well, kind of helping, just squeeze this system, overall between the cold front and between the high pressure. It's going to kind of squeeze in between there overall. But there you go, guys. First hurricane cone has been issued. So here's our tropical storm force wind probabilities as of now. Northern coastal Honduras here is in a decent probability. I think they're going pretty light on the first run here. Just going to continue, which I don't blame them. Obviously we still need to monitor it. There still is a bit of things that we need to obviously look out there for. let's see here. We also got some more graphics here too that we can kind of look at here from the Hurricane Center. So this is estimated time arrival of those winds, tropical storm force winds out there. As you can see, it's crazy. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 8 p.m., 8 a.m., 8 p.m. So it doesn't move much. It's pretty close together because, like I said, this storm here is going to be just kind of meandering, kind of just sitting here into the Western Caribbean for a little bit. Before finally getting pushed its way to the northwest overall. So that is that. Now, guys, we're going to hop over to models again. We're going to take a look at the models. If you guys were not here this morning, or I should say about 2 hours ago, whenever we did our update here, you would have seen us talk about these models a bit overall. They have a similar idea in mind, like we mentioned here earlier. So not a whole lot is expected development-wise today. Really not expecting much of it to really do anything today. Now, tomorrow, that's a different story, especially once we work into tomorrow evening. That's when we could undergo potential, pretty quick development. And as you can see in the top right, there's our time here. See November 15th, which that's for the day after tomorrow. What's up, Isaac? What's up, Court? Hope you're doing good. So yeah, and you can see here that that we just slowly pick up intensity. Throughout the 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, and on the 18th or late 17th, we start to work our way here more to the west. Possibly landfall here towards the Yucatan. That seems quite probable. Especially with that Hurricane Center cone that we literally just got through, fresh off the press. They do indicate that, obviously all of the Yucatan's in that cone of uncertainty. So, someplace in the Yucatan's probably going to be getting that system, potential direct landfall. That'll be right around the 19th. Now, still quite a few days away. What's that? 6 days away or so? Yeah, 6 days. This is for the late 18th, so about 5-6 days or so. It'll be coming up here towards the Yucatan, then pulling its way into the Gulf. And then, like I said, at that point, we have that high-pressure ridge just towards the Bahamas, slightly to the north. And then we have that cold front that's coming down, from the States, which is going to, the storm's going to kind of squeeze in between. Now, here's the 06 Zulu GFS model run. Kind of a more southerly track than previous assessments, showing the storm, going more towards like the Florida Straits rather than like the Florida coast, which it would still be problematic for us in Florida, out there towards the Keys, especially if that was the case overall. The 00 Zulu run from here basically yesterday evening. You can kind of see it was a little bit, it's kind of there towards the Everglades, potential landfall. So you can kind of see the models are still a little iffy. The latest 12 Zulu GFS run has the storm not really existing, but that's just, I believe that's just a fluke run. It happens time to time. You get these runs that kind of just lose traction for a run and then they'll gain it back next time. Like I said, I'm very confident that this is going to come back here pretty strong on the 18 Zulu. It's just sometimes you have poor individual model runs, and this is one of them, I believe. So no need to let your guard down on that. But yeah, over the last several days, though, we've been seeing continuous support. Look at that. This is crazy, dude. Let's see, when was this? 06 on November 11th? This was 2 days ago. Model showing it near Florida. Another one near Florida. You can see we have a bit of a trend here. That last one's a little bit of an outcast, a little bit of an outlier here at that latest run. But yeah, look at that. So, and that's not the only thing, guys. The models, it depends on which one you look at. It doesn't depend on which one you look at, because here's 12 Zulu ECMWF. This is actually a new run we haven't seen today. Showing the storm coming towards Florida here right around November 20th. Then, of course, the previous long range assessment from the 00 Zulu run from yesterday evening. What do you know? Kind of showing the same thing. We got some consistency here, guys. We got some consistency. That's what we look for in the models. Now, once again, there is still definitely room for error. There is still, it's going to wiggle around a little bit, possibly to the north, possibly to the south. We'll see. But, I do want you guys in the Yucatan Peninsula, okay, as well as Florida to monitor this closely. Like I mentioned, we just got our first cone on potential tropical cyclone 19. Remember, it's no longer 99L. It is now PTC19, potential tropical cyclone 19, in which, out there towards the northeastern coast of Honduras, we got ourselves some keep on saying, we actually got ourselves some hurricane watches here, kind of in the pink lemonade here, the normal lemonade. We got ourselves a tropical storm watch in effect. So lemonade, tropical storm watch, pink lemonade is a hurricane watch out there. So we'll definitely watch it. Like I said, I think they are going pretty light on this first run, just to kind of watch it and see. There still is, despite a similar track, there is still a lot of uncertainty with the storm here. There is still a lot of things that we're just not too sure on right now, that we'll continue to just watch over the next little bit. Anyways, but hopping back to models here. So yeah, there's Euro. Once again, been pretty consistent. Really been pretty consistent here. In terms of showing that storm here, possibly heading out here towards Florida, maybe on the 20th. Let's see here, the GFS. Like I said, the latest run I think is just more of an outcast run, because all the previous model runs are pretty hefty still. The 06 from this morning shows that storm a bit more to the south than the current Euro. Like I said, we just got a new run here from Euro, which is this guy here. Which is still much more to the north. But yeah, you can see there's still a big error margin, in terms of where this storm could basically end up. But overall, it really does look like between the models, despite of, the strength or whatnot, it does look like, regardless, it could very well make its way in towards, the Eastern Gulf here at some point. So we'll have to watch out for that. Like I said, at the time being, and what's going to cause the storm to go towards the east is a cold front. Like we mentioned, we're going to have this big old cold front come through, which we're going to zoom down to right now. So yeah, you can see that cold front rolls through right there. Yeah, there's your cold front right there. In which that's going to allow for that storm to start steering to the east. See, if that cold front wasn't there, the storm would probably just continue to roll its way to the north. But since that cold front's there, it's going to kind of push it eastward, which is going to probably become an issue maybe for Florida. Like I said, we'll have to see how that goes out or how that plays out. But, that's good news for areas like the West, towards like Texas coast, Louisiana, those areas out there, because that'll kind of protect you guys, act as a shield almost. And like I mentioned, due to the high pressure that we are going to have building in towards, the just off the coast of the southeastern U.S., that high pressure here just towards the north of the Bahamas, that's going to be kind of preventing that storm from just kind of going through Cuba and into these waters here. So that's going to kind of force it only into one direction, and that's up there towards the Gulf. So that is what the models are talking about. If we hop to ensembles here, if you don't know what an ensemble model is, it's basically just, it's still a model, but it has a bunch of little member runs. Think of it as like little mini models, basically, plotted all at once. And you can kind of see, on the latest, actually this is still rendering here. We're going to wait for that. This is the EPS model, and you can kind of see that we have a high-density area here of tropical activity kicking off out here towards the Western Caribbean here. This is for the 17th, so like we mentioned, we're just going to kind of sit here in the Western Caribbean for, a couple days, and like I said, there's kind of a problem with that, and then that's the fact, like I mentioned, that there's those sea surface temperature waters. Those waters out there are warm, dude. For this time of the year, November, mid-November, the Caribbean waters are still like 30 degrees Celsius, which that's like 80, I want to say 88 Fahrenheit. Correct me if I'm wrong. But somewhere around there, upper 80s, lower 90s. Very, very warm water out here. Now, it's a little bit of a different story in the Gulf, but it's still suitable for tropical development. It's still it's just a little bit cooler, more like 27 Celsius out here towards the Gulf. Anyways, but yeah, so, but it's going to be sitting here in this hot tub of water, and just really kind of overall pick up some strength. Because of the warm water, the heat from the water, the moisture, and stuff like that. There's going to be a pretty good amount of moisture too. And like I said, because it's just sitting there, there's no winds acting against the storm, no wind shear. That's going to allow the storm to just kind of, really efficiently, gain its structure and really intensify quickly. So that's going to roll through. And then, of course, we roll to the 17th and 18th. We start working our way to the northwest, possibly coming up here towards the Yucatan. And then, of course, with that sharp kind of easterly turn because of this cold front that we are going to be having rolling through. That's EPS ensembles. Here's GEFS. Honestly, not really much of a different story. Honestly, kind of just showing the same thing. Sitting in the Western Caribbean there for a little bit. No wind shear. High ambient heat content. Obviously, we have the sea surface temperatures. Once again, 29, 30 Celsius. Very warm. Especially for this time of the year, too. It's pretty darn warm. So like all the main ingredients, really there's three main ingredients you look out for in tropical development. That's moisture, wind shear, and those sea surface temperatures. And like I said, there's no wind shear, which is, good for hurricanes because it doesn't kind of challenge their growth. It doesn't challenge their structuring. And so there's no wind shear in this environment, which is good for the storm, unfortunately. Really warm waters, still not really good. And, of course, we do have, the moisture. There's a pretty good amount of moisture. If we opt the GFS again real quickly, take a look at that. And you'll see here that we do have a pretty good swath of moisture indicated in this bluish-green hue. So this area here is indicating that, this area is pretty moist. There's a pretty good amount of moisture. And then, of course, opposite here showing kind of that brown color is representing dry air. Now, dry air could become a problem down in time for the storm here, which could be good. We're still not entirely too sure how it's going to really interact with that. But at least for a little bit, it seems like the storm kind of holds on to that moisture very well, works its way into the Gulf. And maybe, like I said, if we start to work towards Florida, there's a possibility around that time that cooler and drier air from behind that frontal system we were talking about could start to inject itself into that hurricane or tropical cyclone, we'll call it. We're not too sure if it's going to be a hurricane at this point, but tropical cyclone. And it'll kind of get engulfed into the storm, which will, quickly stunt convection, stop thunderstorm development, which will just slow down the storm, which would be good. We're still not too sure on the interaction there, if it's going to be anything, like moderate or, heavy weakening over a short period of time. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. But, like I mentioned, at least for a little bit, it's probably going to be picking up a pretty good amount of strength here in the Gulf, in the Caribbean, as it just sits there. Warm waters, like we mentioned, no wind shear, really challenging its development. It's just kind of, full throttle here. That's kind of what it seems to be. Just all the conditions are right to get this thing really kicking off. Then we start to pull northwest, possibly impacting the Yucatan here for the 18th, rolling into the Gulf around the 19th, and for the 20th, would be the day that Florida would probably be impacted, if Florida was being impacted, which seems like a real possibility at this point. That Florida could be impacted. It could be big, it could be small. We still need to figure that out. But yeah, so we'll see. I mean, like I said, the 20th, that would be the day, which is still 7 days away, well, 6.5 days away or so. It's plenty of time to prepare if we need to be. So we'll keep you posted. If it turns out that that's going to be a problem for Florida, then obviously we still have plenty of days to prepare. We'll continue to keep you guys updated throughout the days. Like I said, we'll be here. I'll be posting videos, shorts, streams, of course, to help you guys out, just to help keep you guys prepped and stuff like that. That's what we're here for. We're here to help you guys. But anyway, so that's kind of what the models are showing us, relatively the same story. I mean, it's just relatively the same idea. Yeah, some models support it more than others. overall, you're going to have that. You're going to have a spread. Some models are going to show it being a big storm. Some are going to show it being more of a smaller storm. It's that error we need to work out. And since there is a big gap in the models right now, still there's everything's still pretty much up for grabs. Let's take a look here at the. Let's see here. We're going to take a look here at the hurricane spaghetti models. So this is the latest and greatest. As you can kind of see, it's a bunch of squiggles. it's like a kindergartner got a hold of some crayons here, because it really just sits here and just kind of scribbles there. Like I said, we're just gonna kind of sit there and meander in the waters for a little bit, and then we're gonna start to work our way up here to the northwest. Now there's a possibility that this thing could be hugging towards the coast here of Honduras, which the further it gets inland to the coast, the limitations of this thing strengthening is real. Obviously tropical cyclones don't do very well over land because they need all that open water, all the heat from the water. They need, all the moisture and everything like that. And they can't do it as efficiently, if at all, over land. They can't. If some part of the storm is over land while most of it's over water, then yeah, sometimes you can get storms still strengthening pretty quickly. But if it's like half over land, half over water, it's like, it's kind of a problem at that point, which would not really allow for the storm to really do much. So it really depends on how close it stays to the water. If it's closer to land, it might allow the storm to be not overall as strong. I think that's kind of probably what GFS is going with in the latest model run. Just having that central low hugging the coast a little too much, which is just a big different outcome. But like we mentioned, that's going to probably be flopping around here quite a bit for the next little bit. It's probably going to be ups and downs, strong, not strong, strong this model run, not strong that model run. Probably it might actually do that for the next little bit. Anyways, but yeah, so that's kind of the two scenarios here. If this thing goes further to the north, further away, it would probably pick up speeds pretty strong. And if it gets to the coast, it might be fairly limited. Like I mentioned here, we'll go and hop you guys back over here to the Hurricane Center cone that literally just came out. Like I said, this is brand new development here. Overall, as you can see, Honduras out here towards the north central and eastern coast, we do have the pink lemonade. Like I said, that is a hurricane watch, and the lemonade is a tropical storm watch here in effect. So hurricane watch is in effect in the pink here. So we'll definitely keep you guys updated on that. Once again, they're kind of taking it slow to start Hurricane Center, I think, which is good. It's obviously really good to do that. There still is a lot of uncertainty. I think they're doing good. I think they are, and everything like that. So yeah, we'll just keep you guys posted on this over the next little bit. There's likely going to be a lot of rain for these places actually. Out there towards like Honduras, probably going to be quite a bit here. Let's take a look at that real quickly. Let's see kind of what we're pulling up to be here. We're gonna zoom out just a tad. There we go. Yeah, let's look at the models here regarding that. What's up? Hope you're doing good. KRJS, hope you're doing good, man. Tashi, hope you're doing good. Welcome. What's up, Peach? Hope you're doing good. What's up, Court? Let's see. I hope hurricanes don't hit any land. I hope not. Yeah, I hope not. But it really seems like, unfortunately, that's becoming more of a concern. Especially for areas near like the Yucatan Peninsula, maybe even Florida. Like I said, we'll see. But yeah, let's take a look here at the accumulations here. We're actually going to go off of the 06 run here. We're going to pull up moisture. We had it right the first time. Total accumulated precip. Here we go. So take this with a grain of salt. Wow, dude. Holy cow. Yeah, so as the storm, that's a problem. If you have a storm that just sits over you and doesn't really do anything, if it doesn't really move, you just kind of rapidly accumulate water. Kind of an issue. Regardless of like what it's going to do, I mean, or how strong it's going to be, really, it's still going to be a big problem. Possibly for the northern coast of Honduras. So, yeah, look out for that. That's going to be a big issue. Could also dump a lot of rain towards the Yucatan as we start to finally move northwest. Kind of there for the 18th. Once we approach the 18th, the storm's going to start really moving to the northwest here. Probably getting towards the Yucatan around the 18th or so, 18th, 19th. And, and eventually possibly hooking right there, getting towards Florida with that cold front pushing through. Let me see what Euro suggests. Let's see, 12 Zulu. This is fresh model run. Yeah, look at that. Still yellows popping up there. I mean, that's some serious rainfall, dude. 12 inches is like orangish yellow. Look at that. I mean, that is ridiculous. So, yeah, Honduras probably going to be dealing with a lot of rain coming up here. I do want you guys to know that. I doubt there's anybody from Honduras actually watching this right now. If you are, here you go. This is going to be a really nasty amount of flooding here potentially too. So, yeah. It's a bit concerning. Let me pull up another model. I just like to look at all the models. It's always good to, look at every model run. There you go. Yeah, wow, dude. Here's CMC. I mean, the CMC was kind of one of the models that kind of underdid the storm here, strength-wise, I think. But still, like I said, regardless of strength here, dude, it's just going to continue to rain after rain into these regions here. And I mean, look at that. Still Honduras pulling a good 12+ inches. Some locally even higher to probably 1.5 feet, if not 2 feet of rain, according to models like this. I mean, it's pretty consistent. I mean, GFS shows this. Look at that. I mean, Euro shows that. I mean, Euro, the ECMWF, the GFS American model, the CMC Canadian, I think it is. Let's try Icon. Yeah, look at that, man. All models, 4 for 4, man, showing over 12 inches in some spots towards the northern coastline of Honduras. That's a big issue. That's a really big issue, is flooding. And also, at that point in time, there's probably still going to be some pretty strong winds towards that coast. Especially with that storm kind of sitting there, it's going to be kind of just, pushing those winds against the coast. Also, even probably, issues with rough seas. I mean, shoot, maybe some swelling, coastal swelling could be an issue. I mean, this could be a real big problem for northern Honduras. So we'll see. We'll see. Regardless of strength here, like I said, we're just going to be ponding so much water as that system stalls towards Central America, out there towards Honduras. Let's see here. Well, I'm actually scared of PTC19. I wouldn't be scared of it. Like I said, I wouldn't let it get to you guys. I know it's a little nerve-wracking a little bit, but, we'll get through it. Obviously, it is a little concerning. I will say that, but we'll get through it together, y'all. Like I said, just make sure you guys are subscribed and all that. That way we can keep you guys updated. I mean, it's very important that we continue to go over this with you guys and stuff like that. So, and consider sharing the channel, guys. Seriously, it could really help out people if you could. Let's see, model agreement like that is crazy, says LWX. Yeah. I mean, it's very consistent, with the models like we just looked at. Total accumulated precipitation. I mean, yeah, like we mentioned, good. Some areas theoretically could be over 1.5 feet of rain, which I find nuts. GFS, CMC really pulls it more towards like central Honduras too. Let's see our icon showing that, and Euro. I mean, it's pretty crazy. So we'll see. We'll definitely keep a close eye on the models for the next while. We do got hurricane models. Actually, you know what? No, we don't. We don't have them right now because the storm. Okay, so we had 99L, which was the previous name for the storm. It's now known as PTC19, Potential Tropical Cyclone 19. Whenever it changes names, this site drops all of the models for 99L, and it waits till the next run. I don't know why it does that. So we really don't have any short range. We did earlier, but now since the name has changed, we don't have that available to us right now. We'll get that later today. I don't think I'm gonna go live again tonight because I've been up all night and I'm still up. I'm just trying to fix my sleep schedule from previous events and stuff like that. It's hard to get back on the on the normal schedule. I'm trying to. Today's the day I'm fixing it. I'm a little bit exhausted, but obviously need to be up, and especially with this information coming out now, it's really important that we get this out for you guys. Let's see here. So it's forming up right now. So Storm Dakota, here's a current look at it. I'll go ahead and show you guys here right now. So this is the storm at the moment. It's starting to really convect here to the west. There you go. Actually, they just pulled up the cone here. But yeah, no, we're really starting to get some heavy convection to the west of the storm now. It's really starting to pick up quite a bit. So if we zoom in a bit, the central low is over here. So the convection's a little bit offset right now. We need a little bit more organization to occur. Once again, right now it's not a depression. It's not a tropical storm. We need to really close that circulation. We need to really get that convection over the center there before we start to really call the name. Once it becomes a tropical storm, that will be when it officially gets the name Sarah. Right now, it's not Sarah. This will be Sarah at some point. Yeah, like I said, right, it was 99L. That was the previous name. Now it's PTC19, which is Potential Tropical Cyclone 19. And then it will become Sarah at some point. We'll likely get our name here sometime. I honestly think like tomorrow, if not tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon. We'll have a Sarah. I don't think we'll have it tonight, but I think in theory, I think we could get a tropical depression by late tonight. I think that would be a good possibility. Anyways, but yeah, so that's kind of what we're dealing with, and like I said, you can just kind of see all the scribbles here. Storm literally just stalls. I mean, literally for like 3 days or so. It stalls out here in the Western Caribbean, and it just dumps rain after rain for, like I said, northern Honduras, and those people out there are going to really need to watch that very closely. We're going to hop back to models again, you guys, for the people that's just tuning in here. You can see these areas here in that yellow. If you look at the color table here, this is showing like 12 plus inches of rain, and you might be like, well, that's just one model. No. Look at this. So this is Euro. Here's GFS showing the same thing. And then, of course, we hop over to CMC. Shows the same thing, 12 plus inches. And then we show Icon. Same thing. Some areas 12 plus inches. Very consistent. And that's some serious model agreement there. So the probability of that happening is actually pretty high right now. Just due to the storm right now it's slowly working its way to the west, and then it's just going to park. It's just going to be like, all right, I need a little bit of a breather real quickly. So it just sits there, and it's like, okay, we'll get going again. So for the 18th, that's when it will start kind of working towards Yucatan. 19th, it'll kind of track into the Gulf, and then maybe the 20th could be a problem for Florida. We'll see. That's kind of extended range at that point. But models are still fairly on point with that potentially. I mean, still is off a little bit. Like here's 12 Zulu Icon. This model has kind of been one of the outcast models, by the way. Probably not the best to start with this one. So we have like the GFS here. The GFS shows that storm. I'm not showing the latest GFS either because this one I don't think handles the storm very well. I think this one kind of underdoes it on the latest run. I think this is more of like an outcast run. Sometimes we get these runs where it's like, it shows it's been very consistent previously of showing a big hurricane, and then we get one run that just kind of drops that. And I've seen it so many times where it just the next run after just picks back up on it again, which I would not be surprised if 18 Zulu picks up on that big hurricane again. I think GFS is kind of underdoing this run. So that's why I'm hopping back to the 06. But anyway, so yeah, I mean 06, shows that landfall there towards the Yucatan 19th, going into the 20th here, potential impacts towards Florida. We'll see for the 20th. Once again, still 6.5 days or so away. And then, of course, the 0 Zulu run, you can see, has it going out there more towards like the the Everglades, the Everglade landfall. That would be better because there's not many people that live out there, but still it would be a problem. We can't take it that precisely right now. And then the 18 Zulu GFS from yesterday shows it up there towards the Big Bend. I mean, like you can see it's just kind of all over the place. I mean, really, yeah, Euro here too. We just came out with the 12 Zulu. This is the fresh European model run. It kind of agrees with what yesterday evening's GFS was suggesting. Maybe near a Big Bend landfall. It's too early to tell. But what we can learn from this is that both main models show this thing getting near Florida. I'm not trying to scare anybody on anything like that, but there's no need for going out and buying out the grocery stores right now. That's not needed. All I need you to do, if you're in Florida, is just watch it for now. And if it becomes a problem, if it becomes an issue, we will let you know. We'll let you know when it's time to prep. It wouldn't hurt to always have, supplies on standby, but you don't need to go out and shop right now, or anything like that. Now, like I said, we have plenty of days before this does. And if Florida gets impacted, it'll be right around the 20th. That's kind of the consistency with the models, the timing-wise for potentially Florida, which that's, once again, still like 6.5 days away. That's plenty of time. I mean, you really only need like 2 or 3 days to prepare, in which, obviously, 6.5. Like I said, at that point, there's still a little bit of uncertainty, but we'll keep you guys posted. We'll definitely keep you guys posted. If you guys have any questions, feel free to throw them down the chat. Like I said, we're here for you guys. I want to help you guys out as much as possible. That's the whole point of this channel, is to keep you guys weather aware and all that stuff. We're here for you guys. And let's see here. Sonia says, we appreciate Andrew. No problem. You're very welcome. Like I said, once again, glad to help out. Of course, I will when I can. Like I said, we're gonna be on top of this, y'all. I'm gonna be pumping out the content left and right here coming up for the storm. Obviously, I did a YouTube short, dude. I've been on my game today, guys. I uploaded a video this morning. I did a YouTube short. I'm on my second live stream today, dude. I am just cranking out this content, cranking out this info. I'm very, very efficient today. But like I said, this will probably be my last live stream today because I'm just whooped. I've been up all night. I've been up just trying to fix my sleep schedule. It's been pretty bad lately, and all that stuff. But yeah, so we'll definitely keep you guys posted with everything. And once again, this is a current look at the infrared satellite view. Convection's a little bit offset from that central circulation. This is where the central rotation pivot point is, right here. Convection's off to the west a bit, so we need to close that circulation. We need to get that convection over the central circulation, and all that stuff before we call it a depression. Right now, it's not a tropical depression. It's just right now it's just a disturbance. Sorry. Now it's officially a potential tropical cyclone, and stuff like that. But we'll get Sarah. Remember, this is actually the next name is Sarah. Went from 99L as an invest now to PTC, Potential Tropical Cyclone 19. Next name will be Sarah, which we'll probably get Sarah, like I said, tomorrow morning, if not tomorrow afternoon. Because the models, here we're going to hop you guys back. Yeah, models were really showing this system here kind of cranking, once we get into the 14th, which is for tomorrow. See you later, KRGS. Appreciate it. Appreciate you joining. Let's see here. We'll hop to the 06 Zulu GFS. Yeah, so like I said, you can kind of see here, timing-wise, this is for, basically the 14th here. You can see the latest, you can kind of see where we start to pick up some strength, maybe the late 14th. Into the 15th there. That's when we kind of just sit and stall out, don't really move too much, and then we just kind of pick up a lot of strength here before then we start picking up our speed again and moving towards Yucatan here for the late 18th and 19th, tracking into the Gulf here for right on the 19th and the 20th, and then maybe getting near Florida for the late 20th. We'll have to see. That still is a little bit iffy, a little bit up for grabs. But, at this point, we're within a reasonable time frame to actually look at this. Given the fact it's like 180 hours out, it's about as far as I like to go out. I really, you know me, I don't like to go out far. I don't like to look out too far because I know how much uncertainty there is. But, with consistency, like what we have been seeing here, between not just different model runs, but literally different models, showing a similar outcome, both ensembles and just general model runs. It's, it's kind of pointing in that direction, where, this thing could be a potential problem for us here in Florida. So we'll keep you posted. We'll keep you guys updated on this system. Right now, we just kind of need to focus on like Honduras. Yeah, I think you guys really need to pay attention to this. If you're out there by like northeastern coast of Honduras, honestly, like I said, right now we have hurricane watches in effect here for the pink lemonade. We got the normal lemonade here, the yellow. That's tropical storm watch. Not too many areas have tropical storm watch. But yeah, Honduras, we do got a hurricane watch in effect here. So the main thing, honestly, for Honduras, like I said, I'm mostly concerned about, if you guys weren't here a minute ago when we were going over the rainfall accumulation, that's my main concern. Look at this. Euro showing, a good 12 plus inches of rainfall falling out there towards like the northern coastline, which is pretty crazy. Then of course we have GFS showing it as well, and it's like, okay, so at that point that's consistent between different models, which is a bit concerning. But to really put the nail in the coffin here, CMC, look at that, really shows 12 plus inches, a little bit actually further inland too. And then of course lastly we have our Icon model, which kind of shows the same thing towards the northern coastline, a good 12 plus inches or so. So yeah, man, we'll have to see how that goes. But yeah, I think flooding will be a big problem for my folks out there in Honduras. And then, like I said, once the storm kind of decides it wants to let off the brakes a little bit and starts to hit the gas for the 18th, then it will start to roll in there towards like the Yucatan Peninsula. That'll be right around the 18th, like we said. And then, of course, then we'll start to steer to the east as this cold front comes through and kind of knocks that storm eastward, possibly towards Florida. We'll see. But anyways, everybody, well, that's just a little bit of an update. I wanted to do an emergency live just to get that cone out there for you guys. Like I said, Hurricane Center, they literally just put this off on the press here about an hour ago. A little bit less than an hour ago. But we just got our first cone. This is advisory number 1, fresh new storm, fresh new advisory. Like I said, we'll keep you guys posted. I'm gonna be on my game. Like I said, I've already been on it today, dude. I still find it crazy. A video today, a short today, and 2 live streams. I'm on it. And tomorrow I'm gonna do probably not. I don't know if I'm gonna do as much as I did today, but we're still gonna do a lot of content tomorrow for you guys, just to help keep you guys prepped. That's the whole point of the stream, is to help you guys out, help keep you guys prepped. Mostly safe, obviously. That's the main thing, and everything like that. So if you haven't already, guys, consider subscribing. It's free. It's literally just that red button down below. If you have a YouTube account, just hit subscribe. That's it. All you got to do. And if you want to go the extra step, if you guys could share this to your friends, your family, anybody you think that could really benefit from this. Obviously, getting this information out to as many people as possible is very good. That way we can help out as many people as we can. And you guys can be a big part of that by sharing that. It'd be much appreciated. And but yeah, if you guys have any final questions in chat before I roll off, feel free to let me know. Like I said, we're here for you guys, and we're up for questions and any concerns, anything like that you might have. Just know you got somebody here to talk to whenever it comes to the weather. Try not to be scared. I understand a lot of people have a fear of weather. I used to as a kid. I get it. I know how it is. But try not to let it get to you, guys. There's still a lot of things we need to learn about the storm. Still a lot of things out there we need to figure out. Okay? Let's see here. Going crazy for this year's hurricane season. Dude, it's been a wild season, especially for us here in Florida, dude. Yeah, Florida, we got hit pretty hard. We had Debbie, which Debbie was kind of a rainmaker, a little bit of a windy storm too, not really anything crazy. Then we had Helene. Helene was bad, not just for Florida, but literally for the Carolinas, all that catastrophic flooding we had. And then Milton was the worst one for me because that literally tracked over me. I was in the eye wall of Milton, guys. I was in the Cat 2 eye wall when it was a Cat 2 at that point, kind of mid upper end Cat 2. Yeah, it was something else. But yeah, and with this system we're watching, maybe a fourth, we'll see. Florida just doesn't get a break. It's like finally, it's it's November. We're starting to cool down a bit, and then it's like nature's like, no, we need another one. All right, everybody. Well, that's going to go ahead and wrap it up here. Thank you all for joining. Once again, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Once again, it's literally a push of a button. You don't have to do anything other. Just go down, hit that subscribe button. It's red. That way you guys can stay up to date. Also, before I head off, I do want to let you guys know we do have a bit of a tornado threat today. Heads up to my folks up in southern Mississippi and like eastern Louisiana. You guys in the green and the brown here are at risk for potential tornadic activity. It doesn't mean you will get a tornado, of course. It's very unlikely still that you'll get one, even if you're in the brown here. Although what that means is that I do want you guys watching out for some tornadic activity as the environment does support it. Pretty strong lower-level jet, 40 knots or so, 70-degree dew points, instability of around 1,000 to 1,500 joules. Just kind of listing some of the ingredients we have in place. Pretty solid. But yeah, so we just watch out. If you get a tornado warning, seek shelter. Into your central interior portion of your home if you do not have a basement or a storm shelter. So keep that in mind. Once again, central southern Mississippi, eastern Louisiana, southwestern Alabama towards Mobile and Jackson. I'm not saying you guys will get a tornado. It's pretty rare, even in these 2 and 5% risk areas. It's pretty rare for you to get a tornado specifically, because a tornado path on a map like this is pretty low there overall. Oh, and it looks like my program crashed. Anyways, but yeah. All right, everybody. Well, that's going to go ahead and wrap it up here. Thank you guys once again for joining. Like I said, if you guys did enjoy this, I hate to sound like a broken record, but I cannot stress it enough. If you guys could help us out by sharing this, subscribing, and all that stuff, like I said, it'll do good. It'll help get the word out there and help keep you guys weather aware. But alrighty, everybody, thanks for joining. You guys take care. Stream's gonna head off here in approximately hold on a minute. It will be here soon. Stream's gonna head off here now in almost approximately 2 minutes. So go ahead and say goodbye to your friends, your family, anybody you're hanging out with in the chat, and all that stuff. But I appreciate y'all. Once again, y'all take care. Take it easy, guys. Try not to worry about it. I get it's a little bit concerning. It's a little nerve-wracking, but we'll get through this all together, guys. I promise you. We'll be fine. We'll just get through it. Just make sure you watch it, okay? Right now there's not really a need for full-on preparations out, in some of these areas. Yucatan Peninsula, I would probably start to maybe just gather some items. You don't have to go full-fledged shopping, but just, keep an eye on it. If you're out there towards the Yucatan, maybe just grab a pack of water on your way home from work or whatever you're doing. Same thing for like the northern coast of Honduras. Honestly, I really think you guys need to start really preparing if you live out here towards like Honduras, especially on the northern coast because of all that flooding potential. Like I said, all the models we looked at showed at least 12 inches of rain. Some models over 1.5 feet, if to 2 foot. Crazy. But yeah, so yeah, make sure you guys are just keeping a close eye out there for that. And like I said, Florida, no need for preparations right now. We have plenty of time to prepare if it becomes a problem. And if it does become an issue, we will let you guys know. All right, everybody, thanks for joining. Once again, hit that subscribe button on your way out. Leave a like. I'm sorry for being annoying about that. I want to get you guys prepped and everything like that. All right, everybody, thanks for joining, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, my friends. See you then.